say on my channel, I talk about sports, not just movies. So I guess I'll talk about college football. Honestly, can't believe I haven't talked about it yet with Ohio State being so good. But hey, I'll talk about it now. So the final college football playoff rankings are coming out Sunday, I believe. I think it's Sunday every year. I'm too lazy to look it up, so we're going to say it comes out Sunday. This is the final rankings. First four get in. Everyone else can go eat shit. I want to say what my predictions are of who's going to get in. Before I do that, though, I got to talk about this weekend with the conference championships going on. I'm just going to kind of give picks of what's going to happen. And sorry if I'm like all over the place. Sorry if I'm talking about like the Pac-12 and then all of a sudden the Big Ten. Sorry if I'm going back and forth. I'm just thinking out loud. I'm speculating. I'm thinking out loud, all right? Give me a break. So the first game is on Friday. It is Utah versus Oregon. It's the Pac-12 championship. I believe Utah is favored by 6 points. To be completely honest, I don't know shit about Utah. I don't know dick. I barely know anything about Oregon. All I know is they have Justin Herbert and they lost to Auburn. Essentially, if Utah is 5 now. So if they win this game, they should be in. Unless Georgia beats LSU, because I think you have to put LSU in. And then you have to put Georgia in after beating LSU. Even though Georgia lost to South Carolina, pretty bad loss, I still think them beating LSU would be more impressive than Utah beating Oregon. Utah would get it if they win and if LSU wins. But that's not my pick. I think Oregon's going to win this game outright. I don't know. Maybe just because I'm dumb and I don't know anything about Utah. I don't know. It's Oregon. They got Justin Herbert. They got cool jerseys. So since they're going to win, that means the Pac-12 is dead. Pac-12, I'm sorry, you are not in the college football playoff this year. Eat shit. So then the next game is the Big 12 championship. It is Oklahoma versus Baylor. I think Oklahoma is like 9.5 point favorites. They played each other earlier this year, and it was a crazy comeback by Oklahoma. To be honest, I don't think that's going to happen again. I think Oklahoma is probably just going to win this game outright. And so if Oklahoma wins and Utah loses and LSU wins, that must mean Oklahoma would get in. But like I said before, if Georgia beats LSU, I don't think there's really much discussion. They're both going to get in, and Oklahoma would be out. You say the same thing about Baylor. I mean, their only loss is against Oklahoma. So if Baylor beats Oklahoma, LSU beats Georgia, and Oregon beats Utah, then they would get in. But my pick is Oklahoma. I think Oklahoma's going to win, and then I think Utah is going to lose. So as of right now, they're in. From the mind of Davey Dave, my brilliant mind, my perfect mind, they're in. So then the next game is the game of the weekend, LSU Georgia. LSU's 7-point favorites over Georgia. This game has the most riding on it. If Georgia wins, then a lot of these other teams would be out, and it would just be Georgia and LSU. Only thing I could see them completely knocking LSU out of the playoff is if Georgia blows them out. But the thing is, even if that happens, I don't know if they're going to take LSU out then. I don't know. LSU's had the most impressive wins this year. So I feel like they're in no matter what. But with my pick, though, I think LSU's going to win. I think it's going to be a close game, but I think LSU is going to win. They look really good this year. Joey Burrow is a legend. I think they're going to win, which would open the door for Oklahoma to get in, like I said before. And then the last game, Ohio State and Wisconsin. Ohio State is 16.5-point favorites. I haven't talked about the Buckeyes enough this year. I'm a Buckeyes fan. Great to be a Buckeyes fan, even though the fan base is kind of insufferable. But it's been fun this year. It's been fun almost every year. This year's been awesome, though. It really seems like this year we are dominating everyone, and it seems like we really have nothing going wrong. We don't really have a weakness I can really think of. I think they're going to easily cover. They always cover most of the time. Even if they lose this game, I think they're still in, kind of like LSU. If they get blown out, then maybe they would take them out. But their only loss would be against Wisconsin, who they've already beaten by like 30 points. But I think they're going to win. I think they're going to cover. I think they're going to win by like 21. There's that. Ohio State's in. So after everything I've said, that means my playoff rankings would be this. Ohio State at 1, because they're 1 now, and then they would blow out Wisconsin. 2 would be LSU. They beat Georgia in a close game. They still win. They beat Georgia. 3 would be Clemson. I didn't talk about Clemson because, I mean, let's be honest. They're 30-point favorites against Virginia. They're going to win. If they lose, they should be out. They should be out if they lose to a Virginia team that they're 30-point favorites to. They should be out if that happens. I'm sorry. That'd be a very bad loss. They haven't really beaten anyone this year, and they almost lost to North Carolina. They should be out if they lose, but they're not going to. So Clemson's 3, and then 4 is Oklahoma, because I think Utah's going to lose to Oregon, and if LSU beats Georgia, then that 4th spot is wide open. I think Oklahoma's going to be Baylor, and then Oklahoma would get in. Now, like I said, a lot of things could happen. Baylor beats Oklahoma, they would get in. If Utah beats Oregon, they would get in. Really depends with that Pac-12 and Big 12 championship game. And all that's out the window if LSU loses a close game to Georgia. Even if LSU loses by a lot, I think all that shit's out the door. LSU and Georgia would get in. But hey, those are my top 4. Ohio State, LSU, Clemson, Oklahoma. Nothing crazy. That's just me. Personally, I think if Oklahoma beats Baylor this weekend and Utah beats Oregon, maybe Oklahoma should jump Utah. Because Utah beat Colorado last week, which Colorado's not very good. And Oklahoma beat a ranked Oklahoma State team. I think Oklahoma beating Baylor would be more impressive than Utah beating a 2-loss Oregon. So maybe if Utah wins and Oklahoma wins in a blowout, maybe Oklahoma will even jump Utah. There's a possibility right there. Do you want to hear who 5 and 6 are? Akron and Xavier basketball. So my picks for the final college football playoff rankings are going to go Ohio State 1, LSU 2, Clemson 3, and Oklahoma 4. Please comment below and let me know what your guys' picks are. I'm curious to see. Thank you guys so much for watching, and click here to see more of Davey Dave's Takes.